Hey guys, it's Jade from Boho Bookworm. Today I'm going to tell you what I'm going to be reading throughout the month of October. I think this is the perfect month to read spooky books, not just because it's Halloween, but also because in November it's NaNoWriMo, and I am a thriller author, well, writer, one-day author, and I just think that reading a massive amount of spooky books is only going to help me and inspire me towards writing a book in November this year. So, this month, right, let me first tell you that I quit my job and I am going through a lot of lifestyle changes right now. As you can see, I'm feeling a little bit better than I was. I've stopped freaking out and being so scared about everything. But the thing is that I was going to go on a 2-week trip to Bali around like the beginning of October. And then, obviously, because of my luck, me being me, I have the shittest luck in the world. The biggest volcano in Bali is about to erupt for the first time in 1963, after I quit my job and decided this is what I wanted to do. This is how the world says F you, Jade. No, actually no, on a serious note, I am really thinking of all the people in Bali, all the locals and the livestock and their homes, and I really hope that everyone is okay. But yeah, that said, I do have travel plans coming up and I don't know where to go. Basically, I can go anywhere for a 2-week trip and I'm trying to decide where to go. Obviously it cannot be Bali because it's quite dangerous. The airports are still currently open, but if the volcano does erupt, and it is said now that it's mere hours away from erupting, 75,000 people have evacuated, and on Monday alone there were almost 600 earthquakes. So shit's getting real there. But I needed to choose somewhere in the world to go on a little holiday to get over the rest of my shit, heal, get better, relax, just lie on a beach and drink a freaking cocktail. That's what I feel like doing right now, okay? So I have a couple of options. Like, one is Vietnam. I've been thinking, I don't know, I have to think about my budget. So Uganda to go see the gorillas. Literally, the list is endless of the places I could go. Peru, but then I thought, like, oh, Peru, I want to go there to do the Inca Trail, and apparently you've got to book months in advance, so I doubt that that's a good idea. Where would you go if you could go anywhere in the world? Please let me know. Anyway, now back onto the book topic. Because I have travel plans coming up this month, I've decided I'm not going to show you a lot of books that I'm going to be reading throughout this month, because, you know, if I'm traveling, I don't really want to have my head very deep in a book unless I'm on an aeroplane, because I want to experience the place I go to. But the first book I will be finishing throughout the month of October is The Good Daughter by Karen Slaughter. I'm currently just over halfway through and I'm enjoying it. Not as good as I thought it would be. It's very slow paced, if I'm honest with you, extremely slow paced. It's these two girls that get, sisters that get forced into the wood at gunpoint when this attack happens on their family home. They watch their mother get blown to bits with a gun, and then it switches to like 28 years later and where these two daughters are, what their lives are like. There's an incident in their hometown that brings them back together for the first time in years, and it's also it's a school shooting, and their father is this defense lawyer who isn't much liked, and he gets stabbed, and it's yeah, like, so. But it's just extremely slow paced. I mean, I'm over halfway through and that's pretty much all that's happened so far. But apparently there's a really good twist, so I'm looking forward to it. It's quite a dragging on story, if I'm very honest, but it is good. It's very gory and graphic, full of like detail, which is great, and it's very character driven. But yeah, so I mean, I'm not going to say I'm going to read this within the next few days, because I've got like 3 days left of work, and then I'm moving back to my hometown Neisner for a little bit until my travel plans come up, and then I'm going to be staying at home throughout the month of November to take part in NaNoWriMo and write a freaking book. So yeah, hopefully I'll get through this one by the beginning of October. Then I'm going to be picking up The Upstairs Room, which is written by Kate Murray-Browne. I was given this book by Pan Macmillan South Africa in exchange for an honest review. This is like a ghost story, which I think is absolutely perfect for October. This is about a family that have basically strained themselves to the limits on buying their dream home to create their family in and just let their kids grow up. And then when they move in, their little daughter starts pointing at this imaginary girl, and like there's a very eerie feeling about the house, and the mum starts to get sick, and she starts to believe that maybe it's the strange energy in the house that's making her ill. So she starts to investigate what happened to the previous tenants, why they left so suddenly, and sounds really good. So I'm very excited for it. I'm not sure if I requested this or not, but it showed up and I am very excited. Thank you very much to Pan Macmillan South Africa for this one. Then I'm going to be picking up one that Penguin Books South Africa sent me in exchange for an honest review, and that is The Dying Game by Asa Avdik, which is translated from Swedish, I believe. And this is, I've heard it's like more of a dystopian thriller, which is quite cool. It's about these 7 people that get taken to this remote island, and they have the opportunity to compete in this challenge to become like this intelligence person for a top secret place or whatever. And the main character in this book is this woman, and she is given the challenge to fake her own death, and then she has to kind of like sit back and observe all of the other people on this island and how they react to knowing that there's a murderer on the island and who's going to crack under the pressure. So it sounds interesting and I'm really excited to get into it. It's set like way advanced in the future. It's like the year 2037. I don't remember exactly what year it was set in, but it's quite far in the future. It is dystopian, I've heard, so yeah, looking forward to it. Then I think I'm going to pick up The Woman in Cabin 10 by Ruth Ware. Now, I recently finished The Lying Game by Ruth Ware. It was my first Ruth Ware book, also sent to me by Penguin Books South Africa. No, it was Penguin Books UK that sent me that one. I didn't enjoy The Lying Game, so I'm a little bit hesitant about this one, but I have heard it's fantastic, and a lot of people that have read Ruth Ware before said that The Lying Game just did not meet their expectations compared to this one, which was amazing apparently. This is about a woman who goes through this traumatic experience, so she takes herself away on this cruise or some sort of trip, and one night she witnesses, or she wakes up hearing these screams, and she looks outside and she sees this woman being thrown, or this passenger being thrown overboard. And so then she realizes, or she goes and she tells someone or something, and then she finds out that no one was checked into that cabin and that no one's missing from aboard the ship. So, I mean, who was this woman that got thrown overboard that she saw? Was she going mad? Who knows? It sounds really good, and it's said to be, it's Agatha Christie meets The Girl on the Train. I've said before, I really, really dislike it when people market their books as being the next Girl on the Train. I've never read Agatha Christie, which is terrible of me. I need to buck up and read that. But yeah, I am very much looking forward to this. I really do hope it is going to be better than The Lying Game though. Righty-ho, then another book that, if you've been watching my channel since my time in Spain, you will know. I said I was going to read this book last year, and I still haven't. The Girl in 6E by A.R. Tor. I'm very excited to read it, I really, really am. I don't know what has been putting me off for so long. It's about this girl that's basically like locked herself away from the world. She hasn't stepped outside her house in years because she used to kill people, and now she's like hiding herself away so that she doesn't murder anyone, and she makes money by basically making sex videos online. And then one day she turns on the news or something and she sees this girl has disappeared, and she thinks she knows who's done it, and so she takes herself out of her house for the first time in years. So is she gonna murder some more people? What's gonna happen? Yeah, I'm excited for that one. Yep, finally I'm gonna get through some books, guys, because even if I am away for 2 weeks in October, let's be honest, I don't have a job anymore, so I think I'll get through books. And a lot of these books, right, they're like quite thin, so I think that I, maybe even start getting through some books in 1 or 2 sittings. I don't do that a lot because I always have so many other things to do, people to see. I sound popular, but I'm really not. But I'm looking forward to just kind of focusing on some reading this month before November, because in November I'm not going to read a lot, to be honest. I'm going to be really cracking on with my own novel. So this is a month for me to really just focus. Alright, then the last thriller book that I'll be reading this month I'm very excited for. Also one, I bought it in Mallorca, Spain. Alice by Christina Henry, which is like a horror retelling of Alice in Wonderland, and it sounds hectic and gruesome, and I am very excited for this one. Like a world that Lewis Carroll could never have imagined. Apparently proper horror. So this one I might start like on Halloween night, which, well, why is Halloween like the last day of the month? Like, why can't Halloween be all months? Anyway, so they're the thriller books I'm going to be reading, and then later this week when I return to Neisner, I'm going to have to take a 5 to 6 hour drive to get home. Hopefully I will make it, because I'm not the world's best driver, but I'm going to try. So I'm going to be listening to audiobooks for those 5 to 6 hours, and I have one in mind. I'm busy. I'm about to finish Are You Sleeping by Kathleen Barber, which honestly I thought it was going to be a 5-star book for me, and I'm really not enjoying it. It's just so slow paced. Like, I feel like The Good Daughter and Are You Sleeping are so slow paced, and it's just like, ugh, dragging me on. Sorry. So the next audiobook I'm going to hopefully listen to, if I can find it on Audible, because I couldn't find it yesterday, is Furiously Happy, which is on my bookshelf. I forgot to take it out. Furiously Happy by Jenny Lawson, who is also known as the Bloggess. Now, Jenny Lawson is someone that deals a lot with chronic depression and anxiety, but this book is all about those kind of situations if you deal with mental illness, but it's done in a really funny, humorous way. And I'm going to be very honest, if you are new to my channel, I have been suffering a lot with some major sadness lately. I don't really know if I should use the word depressed, but I probably should. I haven't been happy at all recently, and I have been excruciatingly anxious, like to the point where like I get panic attacks and night terrors. So, I mean, I'm sure I'm nowhere near as bad as Jenny Lawson is with her mental illness, but I do feel like this book could possibly be a big help for me, and I like the fact that it blends such serious topics with humour, which I really like. And, you know, I've actually been thinking, I don't know why I'm even telling you guys this, but, you know, I feel there could possibly be something a little bit wrong with me. Not hectic, but, you know, I can be really happy one moment, and the next I'm just so upset and I just snap. And I know that's probably just because I'm heartbroken right now, and I'm dealing with a lot of big lifestyle changes and not really sure where I'm going or what I'm going to do, where I'm going to end up, how I'm going to earn a living. It's just, I'm in a very hectic headspace. Like, I'm about to take a year off work to go and write a book in Bali if the volcano allows such adventures. But I think I want to go and get tested for things like mild bipolar and stuff, and that's really scary and embarrassing to admit, and I don't want to feel ashamed about it because I know a lot of people suffer from that. And I feel like maybe if I speak out about it, I might help other people. So yeah, I mean, it's not confirmed yet, but I do feel like perhaps there could be something mildly upsetting my mind, and if that can be helped, that'll be fantastic. As I said, it could possibly just be because I'm in such a weird headspace right now. You know, I've just lost the person that I thought I was going to spend the rest of my life with. You know, 2 days ago, the guy that I am head over heels in love with told me he is not in love with me anymore. So, which is fair enough. You can't ask someone to love you. You can't force someone to love you. and at least he was honest. So he is a good guy, and I will always hopefully be in contact with him as a friend. I think we're hanging out sometime again in the future, so it's hard for me. So I just want to go and figure out if it's just literally a little bit of depression or sadness that can be fixed, or if there's something more serious that needs to be addressed in my life. So I think that this book is going to be a fabulous book to read right now, because it does cover serious topics about mental illness in a funny way, and it kind of lets you see the light in everything. So this one, hopefully I'll get it on Audible, because I've heard that the author Jenny Lawson actually narrates it, so that will be really funny, and I've heard that people just can't stop laughing in public when they are experiencing this book, so I'm really looking forward to it. Another book that I have had for about 8 months, since I've been in Cape Town, actually. You know, the crazy thing is that, like, I've been in Cape Town for 8 months already. The time has flown by. And maybe I didn't give Cape Town a fair enough shot, but it is time to go. I'm not happy here. If I did stay, I've literally just got this little flat, no animals, no nothing to keep me company. I don't have many friends here. The guy I love lives on the same bloody street as me. I can see his flat every day, and it's just not healthy. I don't feel good here, so I do need to go. But it's just mad to think that it's been almost a year already. Yeah, so they are the books that I'm going to be reading throughout the month of October. Such quite a ginormous pile there. But we'll see how many I can get through. And then I think, like, if I do go away to a lovely beachy exotic place to work on my tan and destroy my liver, I'll probably take, I don't know, I mean, The Woman in Cabin 10 is like about travels and a cruise ship or whatever, so maybe I'll take that one with me when I travel. I don't know, but I'm excited to read books, guys, and then write a book of my own. And one day my book is going to be on this shelf and your shelf and everyone's shelves. You can have a copy, he can have a copy, she can have a copy, everyone can have a copy of my book. Actually, don't hold me to that, because I will need people to buy it, so that I've done this year off with no salary for a good reason. Hopefully. Anyway, so I actually need to get going to work now. I have no idea what the time is, because I'm filming on my phone and I'm just rambling now, because I really enjoy talking on camera, and it still amazes me that I don't know how to shut up for almost 18 minutes of talking to you guys. I think that's a skill, a very good skill. But I would love to be able to edit my videos, and one day when I have my video editor, my videos will be nice and short and more cut down again. But let me know if you enjoy, like, these completely spontaneous videos of me just babbling on about all sorts of crap, because I find it quite therapeutic. Even if no one actually watches the entire 18 minutes of this, I enjoy it. So, doing it for myself. Anyway, I hope that you all have an amazing reading month in October. Let me know what kind of books you're going to be reading. If you're going to be reading any thrillers or horrors, please tell me what they are in the comments down below, because I really would love to know, and tell me how they are after you've read them, because I'm always looking for new thriller and horror recommendations. But anyway, I'll talk to you soon, guys. Ciao!